I'm here with Ali Reed and Dr. Ann. So, Dr. Ann, you are in the movie The Woman Who Loves Giraffes, and we have a lot to talk about it. And also, Allison, she's the director, and we are at the San Francisco Zoo. Behind us, those beautiful animals, giraffes. Does it bring any good memories?
Oh yes, yes, they're absolutely gorgeous, and there are so many of them being just giraffe-like and not moving much. They're gorgeous.
So, you went to South Africa by yourself. How was that experience?
Well, I really wanted to go, and not many people thought about right, like nobody. And I'd graduated and thought this is what I wanted to do with my life, so I went to all by myself, and then finally found someone that let me work on his farm where there were a lot of giraffe among cattle.
And when Anne was in South Africa, the cool thing was there was a 16 millimeter camera there. So Mr. Matthew, the South African ranch owner, lent that camera to Anne, and she took this fantastic footage of giraffes, and then he started shooting her doing her giraffe work.
Speaking of the owner of the ranch, so we have his granddaughter.
Yes, so what's cool about being in the San Francisco area is Hillary lives here, and Hillary is the granddaughter of Mr. Matthew. So she was kind enough to help us with photographs of her grandfather, and her cousins in South Africa gave us more 16 millimeter footage. So yeah, Hillary's part of our film crew now. She's traveling around with us.
Hey, have one more spot for one more person. So you're from the Bay Area, right?
Yes, correct.
So how is to see Dr. Ann and to be able to watch the movie?
Oh, it was amazing. It was, I mean, I've seen it 3 times and cried every time I've seen it. It's touching, it's educational, it's inspirational.
I always wanted to be a scientist. I remember crying all the way home. You needed to be good, and then they just said, oh, well, you're a woman.
She ran into the old boys network, and I think it destroyed her career.
I, Innis Dagg, am a university lecturer in zoology and an expert on the giraffe. 10 of these young ladies all claim to be Innis Dagg.
It takes an explorer's heart to go and study animals in Africa in the 1950s as a single woman.
This was a different world then. There wasn't the infrastructure, there were no mobile phones, there was nothing.
No one had ever really studied an African animal in the wild, or pretty well any animal in the wild. So I was sort of breaking ground without realizing it.
And what was special about the film also is that we got to take Anne's daughter back to that same place where she was writing her mom all those years ago. So Mary's also in the film. Mary is Anne's daughter, and she was with us in South Africa.
How was it for you to be able to experience a little bit of your mom back in 1956, and then you went there and also experienced yourself?
Yeah, it was amazing. My brothers and I really just didn't have an idea of what Mom was about. We knew she was our mom, and she was kind of flying under the radar at that time. So when we went to South Africa and we saw all the amazing things she had done, we went exactly back to where she had stayed when she was there 60 plus years ago.
Since we're at the San Francisco Zoo, and a lot of people think, zoos are not a good place for animals, and actually it's the other way around, because a lot of the animals are here because otherwise they'll be dead, most of the cases.
The thing about zoos is Anne first fell in love with a giraffe when she was 3 years old at a zoo. So if she didn't have that connection with the animal in a domestic situation, she wouldn't have been inspired to go and study them in the wild. So I think that zoos, especially zoos like the San Francisco Zoo here, which takes such immaculate care of their animals.
It's extremely important. I mean, it's certainly their home. On a personal level, it's important for them in that sense. But on a global level, the zoo's mission entirely involves conservation. And so everything we do here is about caring for our animals and connecting our guests to the animals and teaching them about the importance of conserving their natural world.
It's so funny that not very few people are aware about how endangered giraffes is. should I say, but they're more endangered than elephants. Some of the subspecies are listed as critically endangered now, and the species as a whole is listed as vulnerable.
So how is it for you to be able to watch the movie on big screen?
It was very profound because I've known Anne since before the movie started and was a part of watching the movie be made. To see the movie in a theater, particularly when the children were watching it, her whole life to be validated by other people so that everybody is recognizing how hard she's worked and what an amazing person she is for the research she did and brought to the world.
I'm going to put you in a spot right now. Anyway, we can watch the full movie in a zoo one day, maybe?
We hope so. We certainly hope so. So the zoo is definitely going to be talking to Ali about hopefully being able to do a screening here in the future.
But in the meantime, this Friday, October the 4th, the San Francisco Zoo is co-presenting. The screenings will be at the Roxy Cinema in San Francisco for a whole week starting this Friday, October the 4th. The film will also be playing at the same time in Berkeley at the Elmwood Theaters.
I'm so very pleased to meet all of you. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much, Amy, for arranging this. Congratulations on the movie, all of you.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely, and thank you so much. Have a safe trip back to Toronto.
Thank you so much for having us. We love San Francisco.
Yes, we do, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Thanks.
Okay, bye.